Oh God, beat my head against the wall. You do know that you don't get to see half of what I go through out there in the street. I've had a few of you that criticize my style, and I'm all for constructive criticism, and God knows I am not the best at what I could do. A lot of you suggest that I should keep my cool. Well, I do at times, and I kind of treat people the way I'm treated, in kind. And I sometimes make mistakes. I sometimes jump the gun. Sometimes make assumptions that are wrong. But in my defense, you have to keep in mind that I'm attacked out there on a daily basis. Verbally, of course, and more often lately, even physically getting assaulted. And if you're out there for like 5-6 hours, that can start getting on your nerves. So in my defense, sometimes I'll snap. Of course, sometimes it doesn't take 5 or 6 hours. Again, depending on the demeanor of the person that walks up and how they talk. But you're going to see this contrast here in this one. From the first one that comes up that just gets under my skin. To everybody, even like a Bernie Sanders guy who actually drove Bernie Sanders around in his campaign. And typically people that are involved deep in the politics that much are easier to talk to than the brainwashed masses that typically are feeding off of the propaganda. But you're going to see as I said, the different styles with, how people come at me and how I try to engage them. And if you don't like my style, well, what can I say? Sorry. There's other people posting videos that I watch that are better at doing this than I am, and they have a different demeanor and they do it a different way. More power to them. This is my style. It's who I am. And if you like it, well, you'll come back for more. And hopefully you'll help me out there, by liking the videos and contributing in some way, going to my shop, getting something, which I always appreciate. So, again, you don't see half of the attacks I get. There's a lot of the attacks that just happen too quickly from the time I get the camera on, they're gone. So, this is just some of the ones that that I did catch that I'd share with you. So, I hope you can enjoy them as much as you can. And I'll see you on the other side.
xenophobic, racist.
How's he? Give me an example. Instead of just spewing out your bullshit.
Charlottesville's a great example.
Charlotte, he denounced Charlottesville.
Bullshit he denounced.
Oh, you want to see it on the video, moron? You want to see it on the video, moron? Or you want to talk? You want to talk to me, or are you just going to come along, spew your crap,
I'm not spewing
and
crap.
walk? Yes, you are. You're spewing crap.
It's a malignant monster.
You cannot give me an example.
There's hundreds of them.
Give me one.
There's 16,500 lies. How about that?
Give me one. Give me one. You got nothing, pal. Nothing. You're a moron, a brainwashed moron. Walk away, coward. What?
I made a little contribution to the impeach Trump campaign.
To impeach him?
Yeah, I think he should be impeached.
For what?
For being corrupt and for putting his own interest over the country.
What corruption, sir?
What corruption?
Yeah, that's a question. What corruption?
Trying to make a deal with, he supports the Russians more than he supports us.
Where's the proof of that?
He said it himself, that he told the Ukrainians that they weren't going to get any support from the U.S. after Congress appropriated
No, absolutely,
the money.
that's not true,
Oh, that's
sir.
not true.
Yeah,
Oh,
as a matter of fact, the only person that had direct knowledge of that was there with, told in testimony before Congress that Trump told him specifically, because he asked him, do you want anything for it? And Trump said, no, I don't want anything for this. I just want them to do the right thing. That's all. He didn't want any quid pro quo. That is in testimony in Congress.
Okay, well, I'll have to listen to that again because that's not what I thought I heard.
No,
But anyway,
that's
good.
exactly what it heard.
Okay.
And this whole thing is like, a farce because it's just complete political theater. I mean, there's nothing in there that's impeachable. I mean, they say abuse of power. Well, nail that down. I mean, if you were to go ahead and say abuse, well, we could go ahead and then impeach every president that's been around.
Yeah, to some degree.
How do you
plus
define that?
He's so immoral.
What's immoral about him?
He's done the same thing Clinton did. He fucks everything in sight.
I beg your pardon? I beg your pardon,
Yeah,
but excuse me, but do you know anything about the man at all?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
The man's a germaphobe. You know that, don't you?
Well,
he's a germaphobe. You know what Roger Stone's real job was?
He did not have an affair with another woman and get her pregnant while he was married to someone else.
Do you know what
Did he do that?
You know what Roger Stone's real job was? Basically, Roger Stone vetted the women. Believe me, he would vet women for Trump. I mean, Trump wouldn't even touch a woman for like the first 3 or 4 times they went out. Have you ever talked to anybody that had any personally dealings with Trump?
No.
I have. I've talked to at least 24 people.
Okay.
Women, everybody, people that work with him, people that have done business with him. Every single person I've ever talked to that has had personal dealings with him comes away saying the man's a gentleman. Give you an example. I talked to 2 of the Secret Service agents that for him, and they also, were with Hillary too. And I asked them, what's the difference between, protecting Hillary and Trump? It's just with them. They could roll their eyes when I mentioned Hillary. He says, well, at best she tolerated us. I says, but Donald Trump called us into the office individually the first day, sat us down, says, is there anything I can do for you that...
Well, that's admirable. And that's a good thing.
That I can help with so you can concentrate on your job.
So maybe he's a nice person, but he's a terrible president.
How's he a terrible president? Look at the results. We've got jobs. We've got this record stock market for 401ks.
Ever since Obama. Bush was the one that
No. So Obama was the one that released the regulations. Obama was the one that gave us the tax cuts.
No, he did not.
Okay, then the businessmen I've talked to out here, the businessmen I've talked to, have said since Trump's been in and been able to...
because he's done away with all the regulations, and the climate issue is going to destroy the world.
What?
Yes.
Excuse me, if I may, sir. if I may. In 1971, I helped start the Institute for Environmental Alternatives with Professor Ron Cohn. For 3 years, I lived with scientists and studied the environment. I have probably forgotten more about it than most people know.
Okay. And you don't believe in climate change?
The climate's always been changing, but if I may, when we were doing that, we realized that the things we were finding out, we would be infiltrated by agents from the government, and they would use what we were finding out to try to for their political agenda. Now, we didn't know exactly what they would do. What that morphed into, and I can go on about this, but what that morphed into was global warming, climate change. Now, here's the deal with this. I'm going to knock this out of the ballpark right away, okay? The big boogeyman is what? CO2, am I correct?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Well, that's what they tax,
yes.
what they say we have to put down. All right.
That's one of the main ones.
Well, no, that is the main thing. Okay. Well, CO2 is a natural element of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. We breathe it out. Those big green things breathe it in, and then they breathe out oxygen, correct? Mm-hmm. All right. So it's a reciprocal gas. All right. Can you tell me how much CO2 is in the air right now?
No. All I know is that I think that he has done so much to deregulate things that it's going to end up destroying the world. If he's not stopped, then he needs to be impeached.
Sir, that's impossible.
That's just my opinion.
Your opinion's wrong, sir, because it's not based on fact.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's not based on fact. You see, CO2, let me give you the reason they picked CO2. Out of all the gases in the air, because you know how much CO2 is in the air, and it's been this way for hundreds of years, less than half of 1%, 0.04%. It's
Would
a
y'all like to
trace
both
element.
get in the picture, and I'll take one of you with this gentleman?
It's a trace element, sir.
Okay.
A trace element. One volcano eruption will spew out more CO2 than mankind has put in the atmosphere since the beginning of time.
All right. You can now. That's good.
Yeah.
Wish you well.
Professor David Dilley, I talked to out here a month ago. 40 years climatologist. He has all kinds of PhDs in climatology, worked for the National Weather Service, you name it. He cannot find anybody to debate him because he's a skeptic of global warming and all this, right? And I would ask you to do this. Please try to do this. Try to find some debate between a scientist that's a skeptic in climate change and one that isn't. You will not be able to do it because they will not put someone that's a skeptic of climate change against someone that believes in it, because it can be knocked out of the park that quick. It is a political ploy, because if they can control our energy usage, they can control us. So it's all about control. If you want to know who first started it, it was Maurice Strong. Maurice Strong was a political operative for the elites. And when he got a hold of this, he says, well, how can we take this whole environment thing, make it work for us so we can control people? He's the one that went ahead and had it funded with the Rothschilds to go ahead and put this global warming hoax up. So if they can convince us that we're the ones causing the problems. I'll give you an example. All right, then they don't believe it either. Because Obama did just what? He just bought a $13 million mansion in the Hamptons right on the shoreline. Well, if the water's going to rise, like they say it is, what did he just buy?
It probably won't be in his lifetime.
Well, no, they say it is. They said it was going to happen in 10 years. They keep on telling it's a major crisis. Oh, if we don't stop it immediately, the war... I mean, Gore told us that we're supposed to be underwater by now. He told us the ice cap's supposed to be melted by now.
Well, we were pretty close to being underwater not long ago, right here. But I don't know what that had to do, if anything, with climate change. I wish you well.
I would ask you, beg you, sir, you seem like a reasonable man. I would ask you to go ahead and look into this a little bit further. And because we have been hoaxed, to the degree we've been lied to.
You're talking about just on the climate change issue?
On a lot of different things.
Well, I've been watching the impeachment trial on TV nonstop. I just took a break from it. But Anyway.
He's not going to get impeached.
Oh, no, he won't get impeached because McConnell is such an asshole.
No, because there's no evidence against him. He didn't do anything that's impeachable, sir. Oh, God. Beat my head against the wall.
Look, if you're a working class, struggling motherfucker in this country, not a rich guy, none of that, why wouldn't you want Bernie Sanders? He's not trying to help you, right? Because look at what Trump's done. It was look with Trump, for me, so I retired, right?
Yeah.
So financially, I don't hurt. You know what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, but I
Let me tell you what I mean by that. So Trump, if you're rich, fuck yeah. If I was a rich motherfucker like those guys, fuck it, ain't right. Why would I want anybody to come in and knock it? No. So I understand that. But if you're fucking poor and struggling, you want Bernie.
I don't think so.
So look, you know who you don't want? You don't want fucking Biden. That's what you don't fucking want.
I can't, well, let me get.
You rather have Biden over Bernie?
I don't know if are you familiar with Project Veritas?
No.
Okay.
What's Project Veritas? What is it?
What you want to do, these are tremendous investigative journalists. And what they do is they put people undercover.
Okay,
and then they film.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They're the ones that did the abortion clinics, right? That one of that group
Yes.
that exposed that shit?
Yes.
Okay.
They just came out with some videos. Yeah, you will watch it. It's not very sturdy. They just came out with some videos of undercover in the Bernie campaign. It'll blow your mind. The campaign staffers talking about putting people like me in gulags, re-education camps. And the guy that said this just got busted for drugs, and Bernie Sanders' campaign bailed him out using campaign money.
What are you going to do about that? That's crazy. All right. Well, look at Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam?
Yes, sir.
God bless him.
Yeah, sir. Thank you very much. Here's a get-out-of-jail-free card from Hillary Clinton for you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. You know what?
So you used to drive for Bernie Sanders? Or
Sanders and Barack Obama.
you drove him around?
In the presidential motorcade.
You did?
Yeah. I'll show pictures. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's a very intelligent conversation. Is that all you got? 2 words, one of them vulgar?
You know what my advice to you is? Put him in engages.
No, engage him because it makes for good video. Besides, I don't want to let them think they can just get away with it.
I know, but you know what? No one needs. You know, politics is hard charged. Unless people are really into it and they understand the idealism of debating or the talking. Look, I can talk to you.
Of course, yeah. Well, most of the people I've spoken to that are actually involved with candidates, like I spoke to a lady that was worked with Camellia Harris's campaign with Camellia Harris. We had a great half-hour conversation. It was very intelligent. It's the idiots that listen to CNN and MSNBC, get their little sound bites, psychological brainwashed idiots that just, they can't answer questions. Me and you could have an intelligent conversation, even though we might have difference of opinions. You've been on the inside, we could talk about it.
Here's my favorite mayor. Here's the favorite mayor. Greatest mayor in California, Garcetti.
Who's that?
Eric Garcetti, the mayor of Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Then why, what, how can he?
Look at you're like him. Who's that?
But why is he putting up with? But why is he putting up with the homeless there? What is he doing with?
I think the homeless issue is a very more complicated issue than most people realize. Because I'm gonna tell you something. What did I say? Why I wouldn't move to New Orleans? The weather, right? You're a small government throughout the country, and you have limited resources to deal with the issue. You know what I'm saying? Put that motherfucker on the bus one way to Los Angeles.
Florida doesn't have that problem. They have good weather.
They have good fucking weather. the most part.
Yeah, but they don't have that problem. Los Angeles is, I mean, in San Francisco.
Well, San Francisco is a little different than Los Angeles. It's a lot different than Los Angeles because you live in Southern California. San Francisco is so fucking left. They're in their island of their own.
As I mentioned, the number one thing, it's on the paper today,
Yeah, of course.
the number one issue for the voters right now in California is the homeless situation.
But look at, and I'm not picking on you. Well, how do you solve it? I mean, how do you fucking solve
Well, one, I would. There's several ways you could do it. One, you don't open up the borders to anybody and allow them to come in.
Okay.
I mean, that's driving the cost up.
No, right. Tell me, I'm gonna call you Sam. Okay, so I'm Sam. Forget the immigration part. Let's talk about all the Americans that are homeless.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that right now. Just so we separate the issue and then we could
There's
fix it up.
plenty of vacant buildings, government vacant buildings, that could be turned into shelters that we could put people in, because it becomes a health issue. It becomes a national security issue. Because when you get people that are, living on the street with the waste and the filth, the drugs, I mean, it just creates you're getting diseases out there we haven't seen in hundreds of years. That's a national security threat. The bubonic plague, for crying out loud, with leprosy. Come on. These are things we have to be aware of. I mean, you have to take care of this stuff.
Look at Sam, I'm going to take a walk.
All right,
Great
brother,
talking to you,
man.
Just be careful. You know what? At the end of the day, no matter where you stand politically, we're all human beings.
Amen to that, sir.
No one needs to get hurt.
Yeah, but take a look at those Project Veritas videos. I think it'll open up your eyes. All right.
That's fucking disgusting right there.
What's disgusting
That's fucking
about it?
disgusting. The fact that you're calling out specifically her genitals.
Oh,
That's
no,
fucking
actually,
disgusting.
I used to have Grab here on there, and liberals like yourself would come back, you're promoting violence. That's not help, but don't Grab on there, and you morons still come by and get pissed off because you got no sense of humor.
Oh yeah, that's it, you old cunt. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I want you to fuck with me. Little pencil neck bullshit. Huh? You little coward walking away? Little walking away from me, coward. You can't come over here and debate with me. You can't do that. Walk away, little coward. I'm an old man. You should take care of me very easily then. Come on. Come on, you old pencil neck.
Hey! Can't take America, huh?
Screw these old bastards.
I got your back, brother.
Oh, I know you do.
Well, thank you for coming by and watching. And again, if you like my style, hit the like button. If you want to help me out, contribute in some fashion. And if you can't do anything else, pray for me. Because that I need. All right, thanks for coming by. I'll see you on the streets.
Look at this. When you're smiling, oh, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles on with you. When you're laughing, ha 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 ha. Somebody let the sun shine. Oh, when you're crying, oh, rain from down that side. Gotta be really happy once again. Oh, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with my face. Yeah, you're smiling, 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 smiling. The whole world smiles along with you. Oh, when you're laughing, somebody laugh. Son, oh,